Hi Aries, thanks for joining me for your February 2018 forecast. I am shuffling a very new deck for me, the Thoth deck by Aleister Crowley. And it is eclipse season. Everyone is eclipsing in new energy and ending old patterns. I'm shuffling this beautiful deck while I give the astrological portion of this reading. Let's start the top of the month, having just come out of a full moon, total supermoon, blue moon eclipse at 11 degrees of Leo. Aries, you were affected because you are a fire sign, but you are influenced in your romance sector. There could have been anywhere from creative adventures, entrepreneurialism, creativity, independent projects, projects with your children, your general happiness and well-being rests in the fifth house, your fun and what you do for leisure and pleasure. So there's a totality in that area for you. Some of you are closing the door on having children anymore, and some of you are putting ends to old projects and preparing for fresh starts mid-February. On the 10th of February, Venus enters Pisces. This is such a dreamy placement, and it's conjunct, Venus will be conjunct Neptune when she arrives, and this is a very quiet energy for you. The 12th house is the house of rest and dream life and the subconscious mind and deep thinking. It's an emotional sector. It's the sector of release, and with Venus here, there's potential for attraction to all things private, quiet, secretive. And there is also an attraction to find love internally. It's almost as if there's a clairvoyance, a clairaudience, or a claircognizance for Aries, knowing what you're attracted to and who you're attracted to. This could all be opening you up. Conjunct Neptune, there might have been some delusion up until this point about what was best for you. But with Venus here, I think that you're attracted to all things of fantasy and phantasma. So there is a smoothing over of your 12th house of rest and the undoing and the house of release. On the 15th, we have our new moon, partial eclipse at 27 degrees of Aquarius. Our eclipse on the 31st of January was at 11 degrees of Leo. So these opposite energies rest in the 5th and the 11th house for you. There is new potential and awareness in this social sector for Aries and Aries rising. Please watch your ascendant and your moon sign for forecasts. Your ascendant is extremely important and can govern the astrology better than even your sun sign. So if you're lucky enough to know the time of your birth, please check out your ascendant forecast. So the new moon eclipse, the day after Valentine's Day, and happy Valentine's Day as well. This is impacting what clubs you're affiliated with and who you are aligning with, your friendships, your goals, the organizations that you're connected to. And there is a refiltering here. There is a newness, a fresh start. And some Aries are maybe cutting ties and moving forward in, excuse me, old friendships. And maybe some of them have outdone their stay and you're moving on. Not every connection is meant to be forever. So I'm noticing that in a lot of my client readings, it's easy to get tied up into thinking, well, I've known them for a few years. I can't, not just be their friend. There are no rules to connections, and sometimes people's presence and energy is for a shorter period of time than others. So not everyone is meant to be a lifelong connection just because you originally thought so. Things change, ships sail. And I'm saying this, I think, for a reason, obviously, because Aries is affected mid-month in this very social sector of who you are connecting with. So there's the potential for you to move on just as much as there is a fresh start. On the 17th, Mercury enters Pisces, conjunct Venus and Neptune. In the 12th house, talk about clairaudience and clairvoyant messages. You have a very psychic intuition, Aries, and you're not normally known for that, but having your 12th house so impacted, this creates the subconscious mind awareness. This creates stimulus through premonition and dreams. Quiet, still awareness. Allow it. You know, when you are downloading, which is what Mercury can be in the 12th house, ensconced between an eclipse period, it is time to go inward and listen to the quiet, still voices. Not your mind rambling and giving you anxiety, but the instinct is really the message. The gut impulse is really your message. The sun joins the party on the 18th, the following day in Pisces. It is a nebulous time. Jupiter is in Scorpio trining this energy. It's a water energy. I know Aquarius is air, but all of this movement in between the eclipses in fire and air is all water. And it's all affecting our emotions because we are wrapped up in it all. We are made from this universe, this energy in the cosmos. So this trined Jupiterian energy is only expanding what is occurring. And if you feel anxious, I mentioned the word anxiety. It's not a common theme for everyone, but there are a few signs that could be experiencing this more so than others. And you might notice at the very end of January when I'm recording these, and through the first week of February, that you are prone to anxiousness, maybe restlessness, not sleeping as normally as you would. Your sleep patterns could be changing. Let's get to the tarot because I was inspired to get this deck designed and inspired and concepted by Aleister Crowley. I was inspired by a client who said, why don't you use the Thoth deck? Some people say Thoth, I say Thoth, whatever, potato, potato. I just want to take a moment before I draw them to read a little from the insert that the insert, I don't know why I'm so tongue-tied. It really touched me and it resonated with me, so I'd like to share this with you. The tarot is a pictorial representation of the forces of nature as conceived by the ancients according to a conventional symbolism. At first sight, one would suppose this arrangement to be arbitrary, but it is not. It is necessitated by the structure of the universe, and in particular of the solar system, as symbolized by the Holy Kabbalah. And that's a quote from Aleister Crowley. And it was very powerful to me. And eventually I will memorize that quote because I feel it is so raw and important and related to the science of what we as astrologers do. And the combination of tarot and astrology, they go hand in hand. So I just wanted to pay homage to him, and every blue moon, or once in a blue moon, literally, I'll speak of an illustrator or an artist or a great thinker and just give them a little props because I have learned so much through their experience. And Aleister Crowley is, in 1938, he was inspired to create this deck. It didn't finish until 1942 or 43, but this goes back. This practice is not born out of the 60s, and I just wanted to take a moment to speak about him. He was important in the age of the Golden Dawn, so Google him if you're into it. So, Aries, here are your cards for February. If you'd like to read with me, I read all through the week. You can reach me at audreyalison.com and we can set that up. The first card, 5 of Cups. It says disappointment. It's an emotional card. It is the Cup cards. It's all the water. It's going to be hard to get through the pace of eclipse season without feeling a little tumultuous. And there is that energy right now. Your next card, Four of Swords. Rest, retreat. I'll get to them in a minute. It says truce at the bottom. That's not, oh, yeah, truce. That's not my normal go-to, but when I use these new decks, I am inspired. So we'll see what comes up. Seven of Swords. Futility. The Magus, the Magician. Major Arcana card. You have everything that you need right now, Aries, in front of you. Eight of Discs, which is the coins. Prosperity. And you have a final card. Art. Looks like the Temperance card. Is it 14? Yes, Roman numeral 14 is Temperance. This definitely keeps me on my toes here, having to learn new cards because they don't always say the same thing. Okay, so you have Major Arcana energy. And starting out the month at the top of eclipse day, you know, the 1st of February, coming out of the eclipse on the 31st, yes, it's an emotional time. Five of Cups seems accurate. You also have major personal planet energy in water signs. So you could be experiencing emotion that you are trying to heal from. And you don't have to participate in this, in taking action. You don't have any fire cards. The action that you need is held within the Magician. And that's not about, you know, go, go, go. That's saying surmise your belongings, or do a summation of everything that you have in front of you and move forward with patience accordingly when the time is right. Seven of Swords might suggest, coming out of the Four of Swords, that it might be uncomfortable for Aries, the leader, to rest and calm down. This is the card of that anxiety. So some of you are dealing with that. I'm picking up on it as an empath and a psychic, and it's okay. It's okay that you might be feeling like that. If you're not, amazing. But if you are, recuperative rest for the body is important. When I see the Four of Swords, retreat, take care of the body in a calm way. And then here comes the Magician, the Eight of Coins, and Temperance. Oh yes, patience, balance, beauty, and divine timing before you can call upon Mercury, which is the Magician, to be the catalyst energy in order to push forward and push play in your pursuits. Some of you are publishing. This is a clairvoyance. I'm seeing an image. Some of you are publishing ebooks or books and getting ready to launch projects of literary works into the world, writers and screenplays, books, and your own concepts and ideas. And this will be very lucrative. This will grow. So it doesn't start as popular as it begins, because trees take a minute. They take a quick minute here to get as big as they are. And they are fruitful. And the Eight of Coins is the master of your occupation. You're mastering your skill set too, Aries. So don't take no for an answer. If anyone's trying to sway you out of a genre or sway you to another edit, another rewrite, I don't really think you need to. The Magician, he has everything he needs already. So take your time with Temperance, everything in moderation. There's no need to feel that you need to launch this immediately on the 1st of February, whatever this is. And not all of you are writing books, but for some of you that message came through strongly. Be patient with yourself in February, Aries. I know that's hard to do, but we're all in this together. I want to thank you for your time. I'm wishing you a lovely month, Remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.